Hey, good morning. You have no idea how happy I am to be here with you today on hashtag Rise and Grind. Admittedly, it was a little bit of a rough weekend. We've had some crazy, hazy. I don't know how to explain it. I guess there was a fire. There's some fires out west, and then some things going on up in Canada. I don't know. I know this camera's all messed up right here. I don't know exactly what caused everything, but we've had this crazy haze, just this crazy haze. So the air quality has not been great out here in Kentucky, and it really affected me and my wife and all the kids, especially. So I mean, it hit me pretty hard, and it hit the kids. My son Fisher, who's got some allergy issues, as well as Willow, just the bad weather or the bad air just ultimately impacted me. So it was rough, and I'm not complaining. Obviously, I'm not in the center of the fires, and we're not dealing with any of that whatsoever. But I will tell you, it kind of knocked me on my butt a little bit this weekend. But I'm thankful for the knock on my butt this weekend, because there was a lot of things that I picked up. There's a lot of things that I did with my kids. I really slowed down, which I don't do often. I probably should do more often. And I was reminded as I opened up my hashtag Rise and Grind planner this morning. What's crazy about the Rise and Grind planner is there is a quote at the top of every single page submitted by actual Rise and Grind members. And the quote just always seems to fit exactly with what I got going on in my world. I don't know how you guys experience it, but that's how I experience it. And so today's quote was sent in by Sherry Chaquette, and the quote said this: "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding." And I thought, man, that is a great message for a guy like Glenn Lundy. This weekend, I was kind of knocked down. I wasn't able to do all of the things that I normally would want to do. We've got this big event coming up in New York City. We've got this hashtag Rise and Grind group. We've got Breakfast with Champions. We got 800% Club. We've got 8 kids. We have all these things. So I like to be in control of a lot of things. And when my health ultimately gets in the way and says, no, I'm going to slow you down for just a little bit. When I say slow me down for just a little bit, one night I think it was Friday night, I was in bed for over 10 hours, which for me is that's like 3 nights worth, right? But when I read that this morning, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, I thought, that's right, Glenn. That's right, Glenn. We can't control it all. Folks, I want you to think about it for just a second. How many things in our lives are we always trying to control? And ultimately, even when we try to control it all, it's not until sometimes we lose control. That's when the magic happens, right? That's when the magic happens. So I got to say, woke up this morning feeling much better, and super excited to be here with you on today's episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. We are going into a new series called Monkey See, Monkey Do. That's right. So let's go ahead and kick that sucker off right now. Let's go. Good morning. How are you, my friend? See, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts. Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to 1, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise
and Grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Monday. That's right, today is Monday, July 26th, 2021. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Monday, July 26th, 2021. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. Fair enough? This incredible, incredible day. Hey, July 26th, I thought about this morning. I thought about that this morning. I'm like, July 26th, man, golly. Almost 7 months completed in the year 2021. It's kind of crazy. So we're more than halfway through the year, which is amazing. And if you are in the automotive industry, this has been probably the best year of your life, most likely. For those in the automotive industry, it has been an incredible year. Even though we've had inventory shortages, we've had lots of variables that we've had to put into play, lots of pivots, lots of shifts. Most likely, it's been one of the best years of your life. And of course, I'm speaking financially, all right? Let's talk about financially. Financially, it's probably been the best year in somebody in the automotive world's life, and actually in a lot of other areas, it probably has too. Because when you're selling cars, life is fun, right? And when you're making money, life is fun. So in the auto industry, despite everything that we were up against, we're killing it. Stores are breaking records all across the country. People are getting promotions. People are moving to different places all around the country, becoming parts of like new, bigger organizations. Like there's a lot going on in the auto world. There's a lot of good, right? A whole lot of things that are good. Now, if you were in the restaurant industry, here in 2021, it's probably a little bit different story, right? If you're in the restaurant industry, 2021 may have been or may currently be one of your worst years, especially 2020, right? And so it's crazy we have this massive disparity. You've got the auto industries having its best months ever in history, and then you have people in the restaurant industry having a much tougher go at it, right? My wife and I tried to go have dinner the other night with the entire family, which is always a challenge with the Lundys. We roll party of 9 deep, right? Party of 9 everywhere we go. And so we tried to get a place to eat, and it was just very, very difficult. They didn't have enough servers to be able to open all the different areas because a lot of the servers aren't going back to work because they're collecting unemployment, which was more than they were making when they were making in tips. And I don't blame them, right? I totally get it. And so you had a server shortage. Prior to that, you could only serve so many people, 50% capacity, 25% capacity. It was difficult, right? And so here you are in the auto industry having the best year ever. Here we are in the restaurant and server industry, and it's been quite challenging and really difficult for a lot of people. And take it even a step further, if you have been living in Florida for the last couple years, life's been pretty much smooth sailing, right? But if you were in Canada, even Canada right now, or if you're in California, it's been incredibly different. It's been an incredibly different experience in those particular areas of the world, right? And so maybe we might be able to go as far as to say that never in the history of North America has it been so strikingly evident that the ground beneath your feet has a lot to do with the thoughts and the actions and the outcomes in your life. Wouldn't you say? I think it's become quite clear. The ground beneath your feet ultimately makes an impact on the mindset, the belief system, the actions you take, and the results that you get in your life. And maybe never before in the history have we been able to see that so strikingly. Maybe. Or that might not be true. I want you to think about this for just a second. Has the evidence of this always been there? We just maybe refused to pay attention to it. You see, we've talked for years and years and years and years and years and decades in this country. We've talked about how the environments, the neighborhoods, the areas that you were raised in, we've talked about how that can give you a leg up or possibly be a hindrance to your ability to succeed in today's society. Right? We've been talking about that forever, but everyone's kind of said, oh no, well that's not the case. It's America. It's the land of the free. Everybody's got the same opportunity, but I don't know. I think now we might be able to see a little bit more clearly that the house that you were raised in, the neighborhood that you were raised in, the environment that you were raised in, the city that you were raised in, the state that you were raised in, the belief system, the mindset, the wealth can actually be a tremendous factor in whether or not you have an opportunity to be successful in this country. It was really interesting this weekend, and you have to bear with me a little bit. I'm still recovering from this weekend, so if I sniffle or something, please offer me some grace today. This weekend, I watched my kids move. As I was slowed down, I watched my kids move. And my son Joel was out of town for the weekend. He went to Tennessee so he could help his Gaga babysit his cousin, I guess is what it would be. And so with him being gone, the dynamics in the house completely changed. So Joel's my oldest son. He's 9 years old. We have six girls and 2 boys. And the other boy that's in our house, he's 4. So Joel's really the man of the house. Other than dad, of course. And so when he was gone, the dynamic shifted a little bit. My son Fisher, I found him watching a little bit more TV, kind of like his older sister Savannah does. Savannah likes to grab a blanket, sit on the couch, and watch TV. She's a big fan of that. Joel's more of an outside type boy. Well, Fisher spent a little more time inside with Joel being gone. I noticed that. I also noticed that Meredith, I guess Meredith's 5, she was a little bit more aggressive this weekend than she normally is. You see, normally Meredith's kind of quiet. She just hangs out in the back. She doesn't cause any trouble. But she was a little more aggressive. It was like she felt like, Joel's not here. Maybe I kind of take his spot. I'll be the aggressor a little bit. She was, a little more handsy than she normally is. A little more in the mix. A little more rough and tumble. It was really, really interesting. Like each of the kids were taking cues from one another, right? So Oakland saw that Dad was resting a lot. I rested a lot this weekend. A lot of laying on the couch, a lot of laying in the bed, right? And so Oakland rested a lot this weekend as well. She ended up staying up late because of it. But she spent a lot more time resting, laying on the couch, snuggling with her little sister, right? Oakland's my girl. Her and I are like super synced up. And so Dad was resting, and so Oakland was resting. I noticed that, right? I also noticed that some of the other kids were doing a lot of things, watching kind of their mom and doing different things that mom does. So my wife and I are incredibly different. We're very unique. And so my wife spent a lot of time farming this weekend. She likes to grow her garden. She's got corn stalks now that are taller than she is. And of course, she spends a lot of time on the floor. She likes to hang out on the floor with the babies all of the time. And so a lot of the girls were taking cues from their mama. They always are, right? And so it was just interesting. It was this classic example of monkey see, monkey do. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of that phrase before, monkey see, monkey do, but ultimately, monkey see, monkey do is a phrase that originated in Jamaica in the early 18th century, and then later was popularized in America here in the 1920s. And the saying monkey see, monkey do, it's actually defined as we learn something through mimicry without understanding why it works or concern about the consequences. This is incredibly important. See, monkey do is a phenomenon that happens in all humans. We learn through mimicry, mimicking the environment that we're in and the people that we're around. And here's the kicker, without concern about the consequence or any understanding of how it works. And so this week, we're going to dive into that monkey see, monkey do phenomenon. But before we go too far, you know what we got to do on this show. Before we go too far, we got to do some dancing. Let's go. Come on. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So let's go. Let's get this body in motion, and then we'll kick off this series, monkey see, monkey do. All right? If you're running, run a little bit harder right now. If you're lifting some weights or something like that, let's lift a little bit heavier. All right? Let's get on it. You can do that. For those of you that are on Instagram, you can't hear the music, but you can just pretend, all right? But get that body in motion. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up, I'll say what's up back, all right? Instagram, how you doing? Good morning. I see you. April Johnson. I see Angelina Transforms is in the house. What's up, DW? Great to see you. Hi, Danny Smith Mathis. Great to see you this morning. Always a pleasure. On Facebook, I see my man Doug Thurston. Just hit me up with some stars. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. Kim Fair is up in here this morning. Angela Heath is in here this morning. What's up, Tabby Negrit? How are you doing? Great to see you. I see Coco Lewis is in the house. Who else is up in here? I see Deidre Buffington and Janelle Griego, Mike Hayton, Deirdre. Oh, I already said Deirdre Buffington. We've got Naida Cheeson, Don Sankey. We've got Trudy Stevens up in the house. Angela Venters Heath. Vicky Everett is up in here. Tabby Negrit. We've got Carter Myers, the one and only, is up in here this morning. I love that. How you doing, Linda Sims? What's up, Annette? How you doing, Q? Great to see you. The Fab Realtor is up in the house. And what about over at Clubhouse? I see Liza Myers-Borges is with us. My man Alpha 6 is in the house. Laura Wild, Barbara Majeski. We've got Dr. Rowe and Scott Simons. What's up, Sarah McCord? I see Dustin Seidler's in the house. What's up, Dustin? And I see you, Manuela. Great to see you. What's up, Bernita and Dr. Janie? We've got David and Tara and Sean. Dr. Sean. We've got TM in the house. What's up, Monica and Jeff and Tony Mo? Kimberly and Georgina and Jen. Georgina, Jen, great to see you this morning. What's up, Allie? How you doing, Laura and Dora Maria and Sharon and Jessica and Solana Rich? What's up, Cher and Tom? Lolita's up in the house. What's up, Mark Ellis and Nathaniel and Robert and Tosh? I see Crystal Sicard is in the building. What's up, Evan and Shriva and Debbie and Patricia, Lily and Kate and Megan and Molly and Tony and Manuela and Patricia and Diane and Annabella and a ton more. And a ton more. Go ahead and hit that plus button. Invite some friends up in here. What's up, Sicilian Yogina? Great to see you as well. Hey, while I have everybody's attention, I do want you to know the Breakfast with Champions podcast is now out on iTunes and Spotify and anywhere you can get your podcast. So do me a favor, go download, leave a review. If you love Breakfast with Champions, go check that out. You can go check out the podcast, download it. Now you never have to miss a moment of what we got going on. Also, dude, New York City is this week. Are you kidding me? I'll be hopping on a plane tomorrow night, headed to New York City, and I would love for you to join me. Are you kidding me? Tickets are still available. VIP is sold out, but I promise you're still going to get an amazing experience if you join us in New York City. We have so many surprises of the people that are going to be there. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Go to championsnyc.com for tickets. championsnyc.com for tickets. It is not too late. Dude, I'm telling you, it's going to be spectacular. You're going to kick yourself if you don't go. All right? Meet me in New York City this week. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. All right, let's dive in, wrap up today's episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind. We're talking about monkey see, monkey do. Let's go.
Stop. Pay attention. Take a look at this crowded waiting room. These people may appear to be waiting for the eye doctor, but they're actually waiting for the first test subject in our hidden camera experiment. And here she is, right on time for her 12 o'clock appointment.
Hi, how are you doing?
This woman thinks she's here for a free eye exam.
Have you been here before? No, it's my first time.
What she doesn't know is that everyone else in this room is working for us.
They'll be with you in just a couple minutes.
Today we're running an experiment on social conformity, and the test starts now. Did you hear that? These people sure did. It doesn't take long for our test subject to notice a pattern. Beep means stand up. But why? And if you were in her shoes, what would you do the next time the tone sounds? While you might think you make your decisions all on your own, when it comes to peer pressure, all too often, your brain is just following the crowd. It's all around you, every day. An invisible force you're probably not even aware of. It affects what you do, how you think, and who you are. It's called social conformity, or peer pressure. And while it might not sound like a good thing, it's actually not so bad. The truth is, your brain craves synchronicity and takes comfort in the ease and efficiency of just going with the flow. And whether it's simply knowing what to wear in the morning, supporting your team at the big game, or even marching off to war, we're all programmed to be part of the group. And that's because your brain knows that there's power in numbers.
I'm here on the deck of the intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum because nowhere is conformity more prevalent and necessary than in the armed forces. From buzz cut haircuts to matching uniforms to marching in unison, every facet of military training is geared to strip away individualism and motivate soldiers to operate as a team. Whether you're marching in formation like my friends here, or putting on a suit and tie to go to work, it pays to fit in with the crowd. But just how far will your brain go to be part of the team?
To answer that question, we set up a hidden camera experiment to see if this woman would stand up at the sound of this tone, simply because everyone else is. You might be thinking you'd never go along with this. Or would you? After just 3 beeps, and without knowing why she's doing it, this woman is now conforming perfectly to the group. But what happens if we take the group away?
Elaine, please.
Okay, now she's alone. The crowd is gone and nobody is watching her, except our hidden cameras. What do you think she'll do? She's now conforming to the rules of the group without them even being there. Now, watch what happens when we introduce another outsider who doesn't know the rules.
Have a seat, and they'll be out in just a couple minutes.
Goes.
Thanks so much.
Crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? Just after 3 beeps. And she has no idea the consequence. She doesn't know why she's standing up. But just after 3 of the beeps, watching the crowd stand up, she starts to stand up to the point where even when the crowd is removed, she's the last one. No one else in the room. The beep goes off. She stands up. Pure pressure. Social conformity. Listen, America was built. You got to understand. America was built by men and women that ultimately, like originally our founding fathers, it was built by men and women that were seeking religious freedom and capital gains. Okay? Originally, it was religious freedom, capital gains. They wanted to break free from the French, so on and so forth. So we came over and originally developed the first 13 colonies. Our country, the United States of America, was developed from the east to west. Okay? From east to west, starting in the 13 colonies and working our way all the way across America. So New York City, where we're going to be next week, New York City has had 400 years of these deep-seated roots of like capitalism, of like this certain work ethic and drive, this dog eat dog kind of mentality, like screw the man, this is where I'm going, this idea of like freedom, right? Complete and utter freedom and the ability to build your dreams, to be able to build whatever it is that if you can dream it, you can be it kind of mentality, right? You've got like Wall Street, you've got you've got Broadway, all of those things, right? It's go, gas, grind, drive, build, get after it. You can do it. They've got the business district. They've got the hustle and bustle. There's the tradition that comes with New York City. Like you see it, you feel it, you get it, right? When you're in New York City. Now on the other side of that, the other side of the country, it's completely different. For those of you that don't travel a lot, you wouldn't understand this, but it's completely different. Like if you look at San Francisco, you see San Francisco was actually founded and established during the gold rush of 1849. So San Francisco, back in the day, you couldn't get anybody to move to California. Like what? Nobody would go out there. Are you kidding me? It was back then there were Native Americans everywhere. It was incredibly dangerous territory. It wasn't that lavish. Like there wasn't any city. There wasn't any industry. San Francisco during the gold rush, there was a total of, I believe, 9,000 people that lived across the entire state. Like they didn't have any schools in California during the gold rush. There wasn't any restaurants. There wasn't any pubs. There wasn't any bars. There wasn't anything like at all, except for some random people as far as American. And then, of course, you had the Native Americans, the traditional people that lived off of that land. They existed in those particular areas. And then the gold rush happened in 1849. And when the gold rush happened over in San Francisco, literally in 1 year, I believe it was 500,000 people migrated over to that part of the country to try to, do their thing. But the people that migrated, the majority of these people that were migrating, they were migrating for one reason and one reason only, and that was for greed. It was strictly about money. It wasn't about freedom. It wasn't about capitalism. It wasn't about any of those things. It was just greed. It was money. It was opportunity. You mean to tell me there's cash in the sticks, right? There's cash in the ground. I can just dig it up. I don't have to build these big buildings. I don't have to show up at 4 a.m. and work till 4 or until 10 p.m. Like it was a different mentality back then. And so they started building up San Francisco around brothels and casinos and things like that, right? That felt this mindset and mentality of like fulfill the urge. Let's fulfill the urge, the immediate gratification. It was a completely different mindset. And so San Francisco now is very chill. San Francisco now is very loose. San Francisco now is very open to a lot of different things. Like there's a lot of gay communities in San Francisco. I was just there. It's just very laid back. Culture-wise is much, much, much different than it is in New York City. And I'm not saying either of these cultures are wrong or either of these cultures are right. So let's get very clear about that. What I'm saying is both of these cultures have been deeply influenced by the location and their history. In this series, I am going to challenge you to look at how your location and your history has ultimately determined your views of the world and your ability to move and be successful in it. We are going to discuss ultimately this week, if you are not happy with the results that you are getting in your life, if you are not happy, if you were to grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were to grade yourself on your faith, your fitness, your finances, your friends, your family, your careers, and ultimately how you feel about yourself, if you are not happy with the results you are currently getting in those areas, then we're going to give you some tips and tricks on ways that you can break out of that this week. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to really take a good hard look at how your location and your history has directly impacted your view of the world and the ability that you have within it. It's going to be a super fun week. But I'm going to challenge you to put down your defenses. I'm going to challenge you to remove the walls. And I'm going to challenge you all week long to start to step in other people's shoes so that we can help you, wash away any social or what's the other word that I'm looking for? Any social or peer pressure type cues. Basically, monkey see, monkey do is what I'm trying to say, right? How much of your daily actions are monkey see, monkey do? That's what I'm saying. How much? And how do we break out of that so that you can evolve into the best version of yourself that you can possibly be? You see, I do this show in hopes of helping challenge you to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. I know it starts in the morning. If we can change the way you start your day, make a massive impact in your life. I know that. But see, as your brother, and I do believe that I am your brother, as your brother, it is important to me that you step into your greatness. I believe that you are a child of God, the God of the universe, and that God made you to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. Not an average version, not a below average, not a little bit above, but the absolute best. So I'm going to challenge and I'm going to push you this week to break out of some of those molds so that you can step into that, because I know the impact it'll have on your friends, your family members, your coworkers. Shoot, it'll have an impact on me. So listen, if nobody's told you yet today I want to be the first. I absolutely love you. I love you exactly for who you are at this moment in time. And if you are thrilled with the results that you are getting in all 7 areas of your life, then I will not push or challenge you to anything more. However, if you know inside that there is more there, then go on this journey with me and let's start to crack some of these things open. Fair enough? Fair enough. Listen, I got to go. I'm running over on time. If you want to hang out with me a little bit over on Clubhouse, you're welcome to do so. We'll be over there hanging out on Clubhouse at Breakfast with Champions. We got incredible things going on there, so you're welcome to come join me. Otherwise, come back here again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. for #RiseAndGrind. Or, of course, you can go to glennlundy.com, where we've got hundreds and hundreds, almost 1,000 episodes that you can tap into over there. All right? Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Good morning. the sunrise. Stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive. Hashtag blessed. Write my mission, vision, values, and my gratitude list. I'm building up momentum. I'm making good decisions. I rise, I grind, I get it. Ain't no doubt that I'm committed. Cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mentals. I'm focused on my physical. I'm developing spiritually and manifesting miracles. I'm gonna get it started, have a party in the morning, and I'ma wake the world is so alarmed. And I hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind.